Hi everyone, this is Gangadhari NIKHITHA, currently pursuing my MSc Microbiology at Central University of Tamil Nadu. As a part of seminar series, today I am going to give a brief overview about biological treatment of wastewater. So, what is wastewater? Wastewater is the water which is undesirable for the daily life human use is called as wastewater. So, it may include domestic waste, industrial waste, agricultural waste, and stormwater waste. So, as we are very familiar with domestic, industrial, and agricultural waste, I am going to explain about stormwater waste. What is stormwater? Stormwater is something that drawn by the rain. So the waste which is drawn by the rain from the surfaces of road is called as stormwater waste. So what is the importance of wastewater treatment? Like the primary concern is the public health. Like we have gone through many epidemics such as typhoid, cholera, hepatitis A, etc., and many other bacterial, fungal, viral, and many parasitic infections. To prevent that, we should undergo wastewater treatment and environmental protection. As we are also a part of environment, so it is our concern to protect our environment from harmful pollutants. And next comes the resource conservation and reuse. As we belong to one generation and the upcoming generation also need the resources to thrive, so we should carefully conserve the water and give them cleanest water. And economic and social benefits. The water is the basic source of life, so it is used in agricultural, industrial, and many other, so we need to take care of that. And this is a flowchart which explains about the steps, various steps involved in the STPs. What does STP mean? STP means sewage treatment plant. So preliminary treatment is the screening. First, it will remove the large sized solids such as plastic cups, plastic bags, and large sized stones, etc. After that comes primary treatment, where these are set, like the wastewater is sent to a sedimentation tank where the solid will settle down and form a sludge. So that sludge will be taken out from the bottom. Next comes the secondary treatment, which is also called as biological treatment, which I am going to deal, where it is going to involve microbes for the wastewater treatment. So it includes aeration tank where microbes will degrade the matter, and the secondary clarifier will separate the sludge from the treated water. So next comes the tertiary treatment, which is very advanced. Here we use filters such as sand or charcoal. Disinfection also used, like chlorine, UV, and ozone, and because of this we can take out the nutrients. For example, if the wastewater is containing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, we can take it out and we can use as fertilizers in agriculture. So the final effluent will be the cleanest and it is safely discharged into rivers or lakes, or reused in irrigation and cooling, etc. So the sludge, the waste which is taken from the secondary treatment, which is thickened, digested, dewater, and if at all some water is remaining, that water will be also taken out. And next, disposal. The disposal will be very safe. And what microbes are used in wastewater treatment? It can be aerobic bacteria, which needs oxygen, molecular oxygen, or dissolved oxygen for their survival. So they may include Pseudomonas, Bacillus, Nitrosomonas. Anaerobic bacteria. These bacteria need anaerobic condition, that is no oxygen condition, for their survival. So for example, Methanobacterium, Clostridium, Bacteroidetes. And facultative bacteria, these have capacity to thrive in both aerobic and anaerobic conditions. So examples are Enterobacter and Escherichia. Nitrifying bacteria involved in nitrification, which includes Nitrosomonas, Nitrobacter. And denitrifying bacteria will help in denitrification, for example Paracoccus, Pseudomonas, etc. And phosphorus accumulating organism, these are going to accumulate the phosphorus and we can separately take it out from that wastewater treatment plants. And next comes protozoa, which includes ciliates, flagellates, amoeba. Next come fungi and algae. Algae and fungi are used very limitedly, but they can be used in wastewater treatment. So next comes the aerobic treatment process. So aerobic treatment process, which means we are going to use only aerobes which need molecular or dissolved oxygen for their survival. So here the tank used is called as aeration tank. Wastewater is mixed with water, air. Wastewater is mixed with air, which is molecular oxygen. Microbes, which are mainly aerobic bacteria, consume the organic material. And now there comes a term which is called as BOD, biochemical oxygen demand, which means the oxygen requirement of the amount of oxygen required for the bacteria to thrive or to interact with the given organic matter in a given specific temperature and given time. So next comes, they will grow with and form flocks with the organic matter. What is meant by flock is called as cluster of bacteria along with the organic material, that is contaminants. And next forms activated sludge processes, which is shortly called as ASP. After aeration, the mixture flows into a secondary clarifier. These flocks settle as an activated sludge, and the part of sludge is recycled back to the primary tank to maintain the microbial population. Like from secondary tank, we are going to take some of the inoculum to the primary tank to recycle the growth of the bacteria and recycle their process of removing contaminants from the wastewater. So excess sludge is sent to the sludge treatment, and that sludge treatment will be undergoing some processes so that we can dispose it very safely. Other aerobic methods include trickling filters, where the wastewater trickles over the bed of rocks or plastic coated with biofilm like bacteria, fungi, protozoa. These microbes will oxidize the organic material. So oxidation ponds or lagoons also used, which are the large shallow ponds where uh, algae will produce oxygen through photosynthesis, supporting the bacterial degradation. Next comes a anaerobic treatment process. This treatment is done in anaerobic digesters, where the wastewater or sludge placed in a closed tank with no oxygen. If we are providing oxygen, the aerobes will be in risk, they won't grow. So different groups of microbes act in four steps, like hydrolysis. First of all, the contaminants or organic matter will be in a complex organic state. So for example, fats, proteins or carbs, this will be hydrolyzed into simple molecules. Acidogenesis means these simple molecule will be converted into organic acid, alcohols, H2 and CO2. Now comes acetogenesis. The organic acids will be converted into acetic acid, hydrogen and CO2. Next comes the methanogenesis, where methanogenic bacteria convert these into methane, which can be also called as biogas, and as well as CO2. Next comes the septic tanks. Septic tanks are not involved into STPs, but they can be used in a smaller quantities at home, household tanks, like which are small scale anaerobic units for household use. And here the solid will settle, and these are digested slowly with the anaerobic bacteria, but they are partially stabilized. After that comes UASB reactors, which means upflow anaerobic sludge blanket, where the wastewater flows upward through a dense microbial sludge, and the biogas will be produced from down. So why we are collecting the methane or biogas from up? Because the methane or CO2 or gas, they have lower density than the wastewater. Of course, when they are produced, they will come up to the tank. So that's why we design this reactor, so that we can collect the gas like methane and CO2 from the upside of the reactor. So, what are the factors affecting the biological treatment? The first factor is physical. So, temperature. Most of the bacteria we are selecting are mesophilic bacteria. Their enzyme activity and their metabolism will be good at mesophilic range, that is 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. So, if we are decreasing or increasing the temperature, will affect their metabolic rate, and they ultimately affect the wastewater treatment. Mixing and agitation. This will ensure the contact between the organic material or the contaminants and the bacteria. If there is no contact between the bacteria and organic material, how the wastewater is treated? Yes. And hydraulic retention time, how much time they are uh, going to expose, and solid retention time or sludge age. Light is also included in physical factor. So next comes the chemical factor, which includes pH. Most of the bacteria will grow at a neutral pH. They won't grow at acidic pH or alkali pH. Next comes the dissolved oxygen. This plays a key role. It will decide that whether aerobic bacteria should grow or anaerobic bacteria should grow. Next comes the nutrients. Like to the microbes should grow, so that they need some micronutrients such as and nitrogen and phosphorus as well. Toxic compounds, like these compounds can inhibit our bacteria, and salinity can also act as a factor. And next comes the biological, like if any pathogen is present in that wastewater, it will infect our microbe, and it will lead to wastewater treatment to be inefficient. So predation, biofilm formation, flocculation. And if we are not providing proper optimal condition, there will be a competition between aerobes, facultative and anaerobes, and this will affect the adaptation and acclimatization of the microbes. So what are the advantages and limitations of biological treatment? Is they are eco-friendly and sustainable, effective for the organic pollutants, and cost effective. Operation will be very effective. Sludge as resources for biogas production, odor and pathogen reduction can be seen. Possibility of nutrition removal. When we can take out the nutrients which can be reused in agriculture use. So next, what are the limitations? They are very much sensitive to environment condition. Some microbes are very fastidious, so that we should give particular optimal condition for their growth, and this will be not effective for all pollutants, because bacteria will be susceptible for example, it will be susceptible for heavy metals. And sludge handling problem, high setup and maintenance cost, energy demand, time consuming, and required skilled supervision. So, what are the future directions of the wastewater treatment? The first one includes advanced microbial enzyme engineering. So, we can use genetically modified organisms, like we can make the microbe to produce high efficient enzyme which can degrade the organic pollutants very efficiently in a smaller time. And integration with bioenergy recovery. As a bacteria is or bacteria or any fungi or any algae is acting upon the contaminants, it will release some energy. So, if we are able to capture that energy, this can be used as bioenergy. So resource recovery oriented treatment can be included, and integration of nanotechnology such as nanofilters, nanocatalysts with biological system for higher efficiency. Like as we are using grids to filter out all the solids and contaminants, we can also use nanofilters and nanocatalysts, so that the efficiency of the treatment will be very high. And next is synthetic biology tools to design microbes with switchable metabolic pathways. See, some microbes, it will undergo one pathway to degrade one contaminant and another pathway to degrade another contaminant. If we are able to switch their metabolic pathway through using that synthetic biology, it will be very efficient. So conclusion includes this process is very eco-friendly, efficient, sustainable, and resource recovery is very good. So because of that, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium can be taken out, and many other byproducts can be reused in agriculture, industrial, and etc. So adaptability is very good, and limitations are there. But if we are going to uh, uh, if we are going because of advances in biotechnology and AI, and we can enhance their performance. Global impact contributes the clean water, and these are my references. Thank you.